What a do, Z-Boy crew. Man, it has been a while, guys, but I had to jump on here and talk about the situation, guys. Transfer news is back, guys. We're in June. We're in June 1st, June 2nd, whatever the time is for you. And it's transfer news, guys. Mason Mount, 100% to be leaving Chelsea, guys. 100% he'll be leaving Chelsea. United's looking at buying him. We've got Ugarte coming in. Casado possibly coming in. Heaps to talk about. Let's roll the intro. Man, it's been a while since I've found the intro. Let's roll into it and let's get into today's stream. Let's go.
We fucking got him.
And we're back, guys, here with another live stream today. Oh my days. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while, but we have a lot to discuss, guys. We have a lot to discuss. I mean, I'm just through the roof, guys. I'm through the roof because I'll start off with this, guys. Before we get into anything, Chelsea Football Club, it's advancing. We've seen our mistakes. We've had a lot of mistakes past, not just this year, last, I think, from honestly, the day Eden Hazard walked out that door is the day we've been having mistakes. Right? And they kept on coming, they kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I think now, so my neck's killing me, we figured that out. We figured out the virus. We found the cure for that virus, and we're getting that virus out of here. Beautiful in the chat. We've got Silver in here. We've got Silver says happy times. There's also Gavman and in the chat before, and I think I think RD was here before as well in the chat, but the comment disappeared. You guys were seeing yesterday. Big ups to you guys for tuning in. Reggie, big up to Reggie, man. Hope you're well. Long time, Asama, man. Big ups to you, bro. Hope you're well. Hashim as well. Always good to see you. Always good to see you in the chat, guys. Big up to everyone who's still tuned in, guys. It's been a while, guys. It's been a while. I mean, I like, it was. I've always liked to. I always prefer to do the transfer news over just the match day reactions. I don't know, match day reactions are just sometimes I couldn't be bothered, and like especially when we were losing, and I wasn't really watching a lot of the games. I just just couldn't be bothered watching it, and I'm obviously very busy. So now it's June, guys. It's June, busy time. June, July, August. You know me, guys. I'm gonna try to get the streams rolling out because we have transfer news to discuss. We have to discuss this news because it's gonna be again. I say this every year. I say this every single year. It's gonna be a big window. I said last season window will be bigger than the season before that. Now, this window will be bigger than the season before that because of the exiting. Guys, this is going to be the biggest mass exiting we've ever seen at Chelsea Football Club. Right? Massive. We've got Mount leaving. Guys, Mount leaving, guys. That's the only one you need to name, right? The most overrated player will be leaving this club. Fantastic. Great to see. And I want to get into that straight away. I want to get right into that. But I don't want to get into Mount first. Let's get into some other transfer news before we get into Mount. I want to talk about the other ones, just a bit of the smaller ones. We've got Trevor Chalobah looking to join Inter Milan. I mean, that has been coming for a long time. I think 2 years. I think the day he walked through those doors, he's always been, leaving. I think Villa were in for him. No, West Ham were in for him. I think West Ham and Villa were in for him. Inter's always been into him. Milan's always been in for him. Milan got Tomori. And now they're looking to get Chalobah. I mean, my thoughts on Chalobah, guys, I think Chalobah can leave. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said Chalobah, for me, he's getting older, but his mistakes aren't leaving him. He's still having those basic mistakes. Like, he'll do some great, 3, 4, 5 great tackles, but then he'll make this one major mistake which costs us a goal. And, that's good and all, but, when you got someone like Lewis Cole coming in, Levi Cole, and especially with Levi Cole, you have to bring Levi Cole back, or it'll turn into another, this guy would want to stay at Brighton, because he absolutely loves Brighton, right? And we can, if you just take away what he's done, there was some drama or whatever, taking photos on a night out. I mean, I know why people are getting pissed about that, but he really enjoys Brighton. He loves Brighton, and I don't want him to stay at Brighton. I want him to come back. So I would sacrifice getting rid of Chalobah for 25 mil to bring, what's his name back, Levi Cole. But I'll get into Chalobah in a bit. I'll get into Chalobah a bit because we have a lot of tabs here, guys. But I want to get into a big discussion. I mean, a couple of you guys just joined in, guys. I mean, appreciate everyone who's still tuning in, guys. Obviously, we still got 12 people in here. It's been a while since I've been streaming, so the algorithm will try not to push me as much, but the big one, the Don, the man, the boy who was, the boy who had a dream. He joined as he came in when he was a child, and he's leaving because he's Papa Charles. He's Papa Charles, guys. Mickey, my ghost, Mason Mount. Oh my days, have we had discussions on him? Oh my days, have we had discussions? I mean, I went on a Gal's channel when that clip blew up when I said the day Mason Mount leaves is the day our club will return. Hanno, who's in the channel, and Hanno stream, that clip blew up when I said, Mount is not anything special. Then when I was on Gem stream, I said Mount, he will not get any better, he'll get worse. That went viral. So I've had a lot of talks on Mason Mount, right? And a lot of people invited me on just to discuss Mason Mount. And my contention has always been the same. Mason Mount is a bang average player. He's a squad player at best. He's been one of the most overrated players at this club. Last year and a half, he's been shocking. He had a small run of form, but so did everyone else. You had Mount, who was probably the top of had the best form. We also had people like Werner, Havertz, Zuma, Mendy. They all had amazing form too, but they were all sold. So my contention was, he's a bang average player. He's nothing special. When you need him in times like this, when we're struggling, we're sitting in 12th place, he was nowhere to be seen. Right? His last home game, Southampton, was probably the worst game I've ever seen him play. And that just summed it up. He needs to go. Right? He has not been improving. He's been declining. Right? I said that since the day he walked in with Frank Lampard, he was great. Right? Started to decline, picked it up a little bit in the UCL final. The day after the UCL final, he just dropped. Did one assist, hasn't came back since. So Mason Mount is keen on joining Manchester United as talks are taking place behind the scenes. No issue on personal terms, but still not advanced yet as there is big gap between clubs. Chelsea, keep asking for at least 80 million for Mount. Still not imminent at this stage. Here's what I'll tell you: 100% Mason Mount's leaving Chelsea Football Club. Confirmed. Where he goes, I think he goes to United. I don't think it'll be 80. I think it'll be about 60 million pounds. I mean, I think this is euros. I think what was that, 70 million pounds. So I think it'll be at least 60, and that's very good money for an average player who has 1 year left. That's fantastic. And everyone's coming and waffling to me and saying, "Oh, but Mount's going to succeed at Manchester United." Let him succeed. Let him go. He can win a fucking Ballon d'Or. I wouldn't give a shit. I said Mason Mount's departure reminds me exactly of Michy Batshuayi's departure. I could not give two fucking shits. Michy Batshuayi walked in this club, average player, scored one bang of a goal, won us the league, hasn't done anything since. Mason Mount, bang average player, came in this club, didn't assist, hasn't done anything since. It's the fucking exact same. It's shit versus garbage. He can leave, right? If Mason Mount was so good at the number 8 position that everyone's proclaiming to be, why didn't 3 managers play him as an 8? Why? 3 managers did not play him as an 8. And again, he can go to Man United. He's got Bruno Fernandes next to him. We've got Casemiro behind him. That's 2 players up front who cannot pass a ball. You think Bruno Fernandes overhits the pass? Wait till you see Mason Mount. Right? Mason Mount may work up. Ten Hag's been wanting him for years. And I think he'll get him. And you know what? Maybe he might cook up something for him. I could not give a fuck. He's been here for 4 years and he's dog shit. Maybe we didn't use him to his strengths. I don't know. But that's our problem. Right? He's gone. I don't care. Big up to Hano. It says, time for a parade. Hassan says, Mason Mount leaving party. I prayed for this day, man. I used to pray for times like this, man. Poor Johnny Minners. What is he going to do with his Mickey? Man, I mean, people buying, with fucking Johnny Minerals shit, bro, that absolute twat, one of the most deluded people I've ever seen in my life. He said back in January, he came out and he goes, time start backing Havertz out of nowhere. He started backing Havertz out of nowhere because he knew Mason Mount was going. Then he went to the owners and started bashing the owners from January because he knew Mason Mount would be gone. So you had that at the back of his mind, fuck the owners, stuff about, don't back the owners are shit, blah, blah, blah. And he knew that Mason was going. Now to this day, Mason Mount's going. And what's he doing? He's bashing. The excuse is on the owners. Right? So he knew this was coming from a long time. That guy, good on him. He said to have his 2 weeks of clout and get him some good engagement. He's doing his spaces, whatever. But this time next year, the guy's going to be irrelevant. When Havertz leaves and Mount leaves, who's going to pick up now? Maybe he might become an actual, somewhat of a logical fan. He might actually have some sense in him, you know. And might actually have civil debates with people, not just scream at people, and then accuse them of something, but then not invite them on or not join their show when you accuse someone of something, right? Like he just says words, and then when you go, oh, come on the show, let's talk about it, ghost. All right, I'll come on your show then. You can have your audience, 90% of you guys Mason Mount fans. I'll come on, ghost. So that's right. If we sell Chalobah, we need Koulibaly to stay. I agree, but if Koulibaly leaves, then keep Chalobah. I want to pin that comment. We'll come into that soon. Enzo is more proper Chelsea than Mount. I mean, yeah, this proper Chelsea. I don't know who created this proper Chelsea. I did not hear this before Mount. It used to be he bleeds blue. I remember everyone used to say, "Oh, he bleeds blue, he bleeds blue." Now it's proper Chelsea. I mean, but Enzo is clear Mount. Give me 67 million United. Don't be stingy now. We usually overpay. Like Sancho and Anthony. Yeah, I mean, the guy's got 1 year left. I mean, if we're gonna keep him, or if United say, "Hey, we're only gonna give 60 million," and Chelsea say, "No, we want 61," and they go, "Fuck it, we're not gonna sell him out," that's gonna be bullshit, bro. Sell him now, get like 60 million, and then they're gonna fund our Casado move. Like this is funding Casado. It's great. I mean, I saw that. I have that as a tab somewhere. Where was that? Something about Harry Maguire could be form part of the Manchester package to land Chelsea Mason Mount. I mean, guys, this is not gonna happen. I don't know who the fuck this loser is. But this is not happening. Let's make this very clear. We had the same situation last year when Maguire was gonna join, and it was what was it? The fridge at the bridge. The guy is not joining. The guy might go like either to Turkey. Like he's a good defender, but he's not good enough for the Premier League. Like he's bare Premier League level. I think he'll go. I think he'll be class. Maybe in the Serie A. Like go to Lazio. Or, no, actually, no. Sorry, is that? Go to some like Serie A team or some like Bayer Leverkusen or something, and he'll do all right there. Yeah, but he ain't coming to Chelsea. I think the hype around Mount, aka Johnny, who became angry at Mount. I mean, yeah, Johnny, like the guy wonders why half a fan base hate Mount, but when he overhypes him, it makes people angry. This guy put Mount in his all-time Chelsea XI. You know how embarrassing that is? Like, there's no point talking about this guy. I mean, Mount's gone. I mean, I said a year and a half ago I want Mount out, and the absolute outrage from the fan base was horrible. But now I say it, now now everyone agrees, So it's kind of funny. And then you got the yellow boss fella who said to me, he says, Matt, I'm telling you right now, Mason Mount will score the most goals in a season. He'll start over every player, right? I said, he will not. And he wanted to bet me on it. I said, no, I don't do bets, but I'll come back at the end of the season. I got in front of him yesterday. What did he say? He never said that. It's like he's a nobody, bro. He's a nobody. I'm not going to bring it up if he's fucking nobody, man. But this Charlie guy thinks he is a ITK. What's ITK? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know who he is though. That Charlie, I don't know who that fella is, but he looks like a loser. Yes to Maguire, says Chelsea 254. No way, man. We are not getting Maguire. Maguire ain't coming, and I think it just gets straight cash from out. Do I want any United players? If you take Casemiro, yeah, I'll take Casemiro. I think Casemiro probably not for the long term. You can have like Sancho, man. Nah, see another player. Yeah, if you maybe we'll do 650 mil and we'll throw in a Casemiro. We'll do that. Hasha says, do you think Ugarte is coming? We've got news on Ugarte. I'm going to pin that. We'll go on to Ugarte soon. Havertz going to go to in the know. Oh, he thinks he's like in the space. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, he thinks he's him. He thinks he's involved. Who invited that fella? He thinks he's involved. Havertz. There was a Havertz one I had. Havertz signing does not depend on Benzema. It will be independent to that. Real Madrid like Havertz because he's versatile and doesn't overcrowd number 9 where Perez wants Mbappe all in 2024. So Madrid want to sign a Havertz. Fantastic. That's 2 players now who Chelsea fans have created a false narrative for, Mount and Havertz, and made them seem like they're the generational talent, and these other clubs are going to come and buy into the scam. Fantastic. Take him. 20, 30 million, I couldn't care how much you get for him. Just take him. We need to start clearing these players out. I've said every Chelsea player can leave tomorrow. I will not care. We need to get rid of these players. The only players I would say, hey, maybe let's not get rid of them is the players who just walked through those doors. Example, Koulibaly. Koulibaly for me, People will sit here and say, "Oh, Chalobah will become good. He's young." But I say, "But wouldn't Koulibaly become good because he has a lot of experience?" For me, I would not sell Koulibaly straight away. Remember, everyone next to Thiago Silva, relatively does well. Koulibaly is one of them. He next to Thiago Silva does very well. But I think Koulibaly, he panics, right? Example, I think honestly, also him and Chalobah are like the same. They either overhit a pass, they make a stupid mistake. But I think Koulibaly has that experience. I like Koulibaly, I like Chalobah, but I don't know if they're the right personnel for our centre backs. You come in next year, you got Thiago Silva, you've got Fofana, you've got Badiashile, you've got Levi Colwill, Thiago Silva, Fofana, Badiashile, Colwill, and example Koulibaly. That's 5 defenders, right? I would have a lot of rotation, and we need to have a lot of competition coming in. We've got to have a competition. And Thiago Silva, I said Thiago Silva last year. I'm saying the exact same thing again. Thiago Silva is a squad player. He's not a starter. He's a squad player. You can't use him every single game. And we've seen why. He had shockers this game. Especially that last game. That Man United game. Oh my God. He was horrendous. Right? But we don't point out Thiago Silva, when we try to blame players because, he's obviously old. I don't point him out because I don't think he should be playing. He should be a squad player. He should only play once a week. Right, at like the max. But again, having no European football, we're only going to be playing 1 game a week, right? Like maximum 2. Right? We're not going to be having a 3 a week. It's not going to be crazy. So, do we need to have a lot of defenders? I would. Can we possibly? I mean, I wasn't say loan Koulibaly, but maybe he's just too old for that. But it's a funny situation to do with Koulibaly because you got Koulibaly, Cucurella, and Sterling, 3 players for me who did not have a good season, right? Horrible season. But again, first year coming in, they didn't have a set manager, right? Like, the Mason Mounts and the Havertz and all those other guys who had the Tuchel, they had Lampard for like a whole season, 2 seasons, and they felt certainly had Tuchel for 2-3 games. Had, Potter for 5-6 and then he got injured. Didn't have Bruno. And then has Fat Frank, right? So he hasn't had a proper manager yet. Right. That's what I'm saying. I'll give these first year boys another shot because they haven't had a proper manager to doubt them in. And again, Sterling has the experience. He has the numbers to back it up. He has the assists. He has the goals. The goals he scored it's not difficult goals. He's done them before. It's very simple. But at Chelsea, just hasn't got that. Cucurella, I watched him at Barcelona. I thought he was a great player defending. Let's not forget that Liverpool game. He put Salah in a spiff. Salah ghosted the whole game. So these guys can play. It just doesn't have the right coaching. Again, they had Tuchel. Batman didn't even play with Tuchel. Right? That's one unfair thing. I feel sorry for Batman. Right? A player who I genuinely believe would have thrived under Thomas Tuchel. I did say he would score 11 to 12 goals. Thomas Tuchel was still here. I said to I said to this was a gal on the terrace. I said minimum 12 goals. But then Tuchel, he didn't even play under Tuchel. So there's that. And then you've got the loanies. Right, we're going to talk about the loanies. Felix and Zachariah. Zachariah, I really thought he could have done better. I mean, if he had, there's that times where he was fit, he just didn't play. And then I don't even know where he's at now. I mean, the best thing to do is get rid of him. I still think he's a really good player. I think he's a really, really good player. And I wanted him before. When we had the Tuchemeni Rice debates, he was in the news. I spoke about him about 2 years ago. Right, so he was a player that a lot of Chelsea fans wanted. But I think just that injuries got to him. I don't think he didn't play enough consistent games. And that Felix, for me, if the manager doesn't want him, the manager doesn't want him. I said I won't buy him. I'll give him on a loan. I think the first couple of games he was outstanding. I mean, I fucking said to everyone. I said to everyone came out to me and goes, "Oh, let's buy Felix." Yeah, he's done well, but he's played 3 fucking games. Let's evaluate this at the end of the season. So, yeah. Koulibaly or Chalobah for the 5th choice centre back. Yes, I think the first two, my two, if we're playing back 4, which we will, Poch is a back 4 player. Maybe we might switch it up, maybe. But it'll be Fofana and Badiashile. That's my 2. That has to be our 2. Right? You got Thiago Silva coming in for Fofana. I think Fofana is a great player. I just think he's injury prone. We spent way too much money on him. He's injury prone. He's not going to last the season. And that's why you might need to have that Koulibaly there. And that's why we'll keep him. Because you pay 80 million for a player who can't even last the season. That's to me shocking. So now we've got to kind of make up for that. Right? And that means Koulibaly or Chalobah will have to stay. You would normally have 4 centre backs. You have a Thiago Silva and a Levi Cole as a squad, and your 2 star. Fofana can't last the whole season, so Koulibaly or Chalobah, I have to say. Big up to Michael, big up to everyone, guys. Let's smash the like button as well. Would you agree that bringing 3 midfields is the minimum we should get, given the outgoing? 100%. I think. Not 3, probably just 2. I mean, just 2. I think for me, Ugarte and Casado are 2 we need to bring in. They're players who I think we will bring in. I mean, there was a report here, guys. I'm going to bring up the report on Casado. But Casado, in the next stage, I think Chelsea will try and attack the situation from Mauricio Casado, from Fabrizio. And I think this is a player we should definitely get. I was saying to people, I don't want Rice. I think, Casado is a better type of player. The Ugarte guy, I've only watched him against that Arsenal game. He got that red card, didn't he? But I think on the ball, Casado is a much better player. In retaining the ball, pushing up with the ball, and people compare I think defensively Rice is great, but I think after that, Rice bringing the ball up is not that good. He's not that good at it. So I prefer Casado, and I think we'll get him now. 2 for me is that. And then we're gonna go get a striker. Remember, we're still gonna get a striker. So I think minimum for me 2 midfielders. So we can have Enzo, Casado, Ugarte. Poch will probably play a 2 in the middle. So you've got a Enzo, Casado, and then Ugarte is rotating in and out. With possibly Kante there, and maybe you got Chukwuemeka there as well. And again, I wouldn't go for that that Cam, because you got Chukwuemeka. Let's start using Chukwuemeka. Let's not forget, he was a starter at Aston Villa. He played 1 European football game, right? He's played more European football than Casado has, right? So he's a starter at Villa. We should be starting. We should have used this guy more. And for me, that was the most upsetting thing for the season. That most upsetting thing was that fucking absolute twat, Frank Lampard, as a manager, right, came in, disrespected the club already by coming in for a second term, and then forcing Kante to play, which he did back in 2020. And I fucking told everyone I said he's do the same mistakes. Forced Kante back when you had Chukwuemeka on the bench. The season was done. I don't know what he was trying to do, because Frank Lampard only cares about himself. Frank Lampard is a narcissist. He only cares about himself. He only cares about results. So he forces Kante to play every single game. And now where's Kante? He's injured. Did he win us games? No, because he got it wrong. He should have been playing the Chukwuemekas. He should have been playing the Dasha Fofanas. He should be playing players who's in our plans next season. These people like Dasha Fofana, Chukwuemeka, Mudryk, who hasn't even played 3 consistent games. Even you go deep, Humphreys, or even Badic got injured. Like these guys just got the games. Just like the scrappy games. Chukwuemeka comes on for 20 minutes. Mudryk, you play one, bench, play another. It's like there's no consistency. I would have started the B team every single week because we had nothing to play for, right? So, yes, I'll bring in 2. With Maatsen, do you loan or keep him as a second choice? I would not sell Cucurella. Maatsen can stay at Burnley for another season. I mean, we've got Lewis Hall here. There's no point bringing him back. I was against Chuo's extension. I mean, I wasn't really against that. Like, here's the thing for me. We've got a lot of good left backs, but there's no one who's class, right? Lewis Hall, those guys. Everyone has their. So the thing is, for the left back, I'll explain this kind of in depth. Our left backs have a lot of different things in common. One thrives in one, another thrives in another, another thrives in another. You got Cucurella. As a defender, 1v1, he's fantastic. But positioning, he's shocking, right? He can't cross the ball in, and he can't make a forward play. Chilwell, defensively, he's horrible. Can't do a 1v1. The guy gets outrun. His reaction time's as slow as Jorginho's. But pushing up, he can give a great ball down the middle, and he's great push up and building the play. Then you got Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall, give him the ball, he can put a ball in the cross like no other. Right? That's the 3 differences. If you bring all those players into one, that would be the dream. But we can't. For me, I will keep all 3. Right? I will keep Maatsen at Burnley. Give him that Premier League experience. He had the Championship experience. All right, that's great. Good on you. But I need Premier League experience. Go have Premier League experience. He's still very young. I think he's 19. He's still very young. Lewis Hall has done very well this season. I'll give it to him for his age. So let Maatsen stay at Burnley. I would go, and for me, my style is Cucurella. I prefer my left backs to be more defensive if you're playing in a back 4 especially. So I would start my Cucurellas because I would allow, if you want someone to press up, allow that to be a Reece James. If you guys know, so if I forward the back, right, you got Reece James pushing up, then you can kind of Cucurella slots in to kind of make it a 3 at the back, right? So you kind of keep pressing from that right side, right? Which I guess maybe is predictable, but that means you can use more of the Enzo sits as a left midfielder, to then be given and supplying the balls on the left, right? So that's how you can kind of accumulate that. Because I wouldn't use Cucurella as a player to attack, because he can't do it. The guy, we saw, I think, the first couple of games when Potter was in, the guy could not make a forward pass to Mudryk. Like, he couldn't find him. So, yeah. Chalobah versatility is why I would look to keep him. However, I would also keep Koulibaly, because you see Silva, he needs a year to fit in the Premier League. You saw the best of him. Yeah, I think Koulibaly can thrive, and I think he will thrive. I just think he needs a manager. Like, the guy didn't have a manager. I mean, as I said, like, these guys before the first year had a manager. They had Tuchel, that Lampard, if you call that a manager. But these guys like Koulibaly, the manager who brought him in left, right? So it's a bit unfair to me. And I think Koulibaly has the experience. As like, Koulibaly has the experience. Sterling has the experience. I want to get rid of them yet. Cucurella has the experience. I want to get rid of him. But yeah, we try. I don't know why we haven't tried Chalobah in the 6. I mean, the last time we did that was when he came on for Liverpool, for that 20-30 minutes, and I want to try that again. Cole can play mid. Can he? Is what, an 8, 6? Carney is 4. Roma want bum Lukaku, and they can take him, man. I don't want him at my club whatsoever. Be interesting if we get business done early in the window. I think definitely, man. It's a June 2nd, and I think Chalobah, Mount, Loftus-Cheek already gone. Right, Cheek's gone to Milan, AC Milan. Chalobah's going to Inter, and Mickey, my ghost, is going to United. Maston, contract ends in 2024. That's why I say keep. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep him. I'll just extend his contract, maybe for 3-4 years. You can give him a 3-4 year contract. Keep him on the smaller wages, maybe 60, whatever he's on, 50, 40k a week. Keep him to 2024 and keep that line up Burnley, so they can pay his wages too. It makes sense if we extend Madsen and give him another loan to, but yeah, I wouldn't force him back in this team. I mean, and I've always said the point of using the academy is not to force them back. It's to make so we can make room, right? If we have the room, they can play, but we don't have room for him at the moment. We've got better players than him, unfortunately. He hasn't shown it to me at the Premier League level, right? Lewis Hall came in and he did at the Premier League level. Now, I understand Madsen never got the opportunity, but now Madsen has that time to prove it at Burnley in the Premier League, right? He has heaps of time. Like, there's no rush. I mean, I'll be honest, I think Chua leaves next season. I don't think Chua stays. I think, yeah, we're getting that contract. That's great. But I think he leaves. I think, and saying that because I genuinely believe Cucurella, if we play a back 4, will be used way more than Chua will. Hendricks is going to keep a meaty Mendy out of my club. I think Mendy's gone. And that's another point. Mendy's done. And Kepa, I wouldn't. Again, and another thing for Kepa is, he had an okay season. His season wasn't the worst. I don't think he's the one to take us to the top. But I think he's a fantastic secondary keeper. I just think his wages are a lot. Now, if we get another keeper, hopefully, so for me, Kepa's better than Onana, and Kepa's better than David Raya. You're going to get someone who's better, right? You can name me some names. I mean, I think Jose Sar's a great shot stopper, but is that what we need, really? I mean, I think Chelsea fans, the hate on Kepa is very targeted. I mean, you look at his outside the shot goals, right? There was who was it? Fucking who just conceded an outside shot goal? What's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? Edison, from the same guy who scored against us. Edison, but no one said anything about that. Edison, what's it? That guy from Paraguay. What's his name? But he had that banger from Brighton. Outside the ball, zoomed it in top right. Similar goal to what he scored against us, right? Edison 6'5" didn't say that. So I think there's a lot of hate to it. I would definitely keep Kepa. Izzy, if he leaves, that's fine. As I said, I would kind of more like to push him out than keep him to stay. I think he deserves to go to another club. I wouldn't force him to stay. As I said, any player can leave. If he wants to go, he can go. If we get rid of him, that's fine. But me personally, my opinion, I would keep him. And I'll get Meaty Mendy out. Because Meaty Mendy's garbage. That guy, he played that game. Oh my, he showed he was done. Don't know. Just know he played there in midfield. What is your striker option if it was your choice? For me, it'd be Ivan Toney, and I've always said Ivan Toney, but unfortunately, we can't get Ivan Toney. And I don't. Osimhen, yeah, okay, Osimhen, but Osimhen, I'm not convinced on City A strikers, man. I mean, yeah, Osimhen's a great player, and the goals he scored, it's really good goals. And I was defending him a couple months ago. And I was saying, yeah, the guy can score goals. I mean, the goals he scores great, and they're very basic goals. But I'm just always scared of that City A tax. I'm always scared of him, man. I don't know how to judge it, and I would go for an Ivan Toney. I wish, but fortunately can't. Harry Kane. If my choice would be Harry Kane, Pochettino's coming, and you bring in a Kane. Phew. I think you bring if Chelsea somehow magically can get Harry Kane in this football club, top four secured, FA Cup we win, Carabao Cup we win. I think Premier League the year after if he stays. Like it's guaranteeing wins if we get Harry Kane. Like there's no doubt about it. I mean, people say he's overrated. This there's no debate. This guy is probably the best striker in the world, right? This guy still scored 31 goals playing for the most basic team, Tottenham Hotspur. Right, he's coming. If Harry Kane comes in this, I'll say it right now. If Harry Kane, who's my ideal striker, if I was in a dreamy, if I was in a, if I was in Disneyland, my ideal striker would be Harry Kane. I'll tell you right now, if Harry Kane comes in, top four confirmed next summer, FA Cup confirmed, we win, Carabao Cup we win, we'll win him trophies. If he stays the season after, we'll win the Prem, easily. Because this guy is a fucking world-class striker. He's one of the best strikers in the world right now. And he still scored goals at meaty Tottenham. At one of the worst clubs in London, Tottenham Hotspur. He comes to Chelsea. He's got Enzo fucking Fernandez. Right? You get fucking Mudryk on form. You got fucking Mudryk. Right? You got Reece James there. Right? You get Nkunku. Got Nkunku behind him next to him on the left. You got Nkunku there. Right? This guy will win us the Premier League if we get him in. And under Poch as well, Poch will prove me wrong and win a big title. Because I'm saying I don't think Poch will win a big title. I think Poch is a manager who comes in, takes us from 10th, brings us to a top 4 team. He might win a Carabao, might win a FA Cup. He'll do fantastic for us, but I think we'll let him go and get I think we'll let him go on a neutral standpoint and get a manager who kind of gets us to that finish line. I think here's how I see it. I think we're at the bottom right now, right? And Pochettino will get us to the race, right? He'll train us for the race and he'll make us run that race. But to get us to that finish line, we need a bigger manager than him. As I said, he can prove me wrong. I hope he does. I hope every manager proves me wrong. I say about Graham Potter. Graham Potter will fucking get us relegated. Unfortunately, I was right. Right? I fucking said it. But I want fucking Poch to prove me wrong. I want Poch to win trophies. I want Poch to do well. But I just don't see him winning big trophies. As I said, he would take us from a top 10 team to a top 4 team. He might win here and there. But I said to get that finish line, and the finish line is the UCL. The finish line is the Premier League. I think we need another manager for that. Martinez, I love Martinez's attitude, but as a keeper, I think he's average. Like, he's okay. I mean, under Dean Smith, it was fucking garbage. Now Unai has picked it up. Maybe. I don't know. Tony can train for the last 4 months and maybe pre-Grahma with Brentford. But then again, he might come into Chelsea and make some bets and stuff. Like, those guys will always continue to do that. I don't know. It's a bit dodgy. What do you think about Manu Kone? I don't watch Manu Kone. I have no idea. I mean, I watched one game. I think what was the back in Jan? I watched like a little highlight about him. I think he's an 8, but I think Liverpool are in for him. I think Liverpool are going to get him. And if he's an 8, we don't need 8s. I don't think we really need 8s. Because if we're going to play 4-2-3-1, you've got the 2, which is the Casado, the Enzo, and the Ugarte, and then in that 3, in that mid, it'll be Nkunku and Chukwuemeka. And I think that would be quite well. I don't think we need a corner. I think like if we get in every position, yeah, great, bring in a corner, but I don't think he's priority. I think getting 2 DMs and getting a striker and possibly getting a keeper is the priority. Come on, City. What's City done? Season's done. Oh shit! They still got the FA Cup. Is that today's FA Cup final today or something? Not today. Technically today. Is it today? Awesome. So yeah, technically tomorrow for me. Maybe today for you. No, it's tomorrow for you guys too. Mitro, yeah, I guess Mitrovic as a striker wouldn't be the worst. He can. I think he can. But he's old, isn't he? I think he's like 30. Is he 30? How old is he actually? He's like 27, 26. It won't be that bad. 28, 29 this year. He's not that bad. And obviously, he scored, 24 matches, 14 goals. Still fucking good. Really, really good. So, yeah, I guess he's not the worst, but I don't think he's not my ideal. And obviously, he's not long term. But I don't think any striker on the market's really long term. So Havertz, Mount, Gallagher, that's almost 150 million shine. Osimhen. As I said, Osimhen, great player, but is he the one? Does he break through that curse, man? I don't know. I really don't see, guys. I said I think he scores great goals. I think he's a great player, but he's got that tax. He has that Serie A tax, man, and it's really scary to me. It's really scary. In Kuku as a false nine, if we can't get a striker, yeah, if you play 4-2-3-1, you got Kuku in that mid. You can kind of sit back as a striker, whatever, push up, and then you get your striker. Until we find a young upcoming striker, which we go for Mitro and integrate Datro. Yep, I would. I mean, Datro should have been integrated this window. This season, especially the last couple of games. He should have definitely been integrated. So Chelsea also had new contracts today with Sporting and Ugarte. So Ugarte situation, guys. PSG want Ugarte too, but he wants Chelsea, and it's whoever pretty much gets the whoever pays. It's pay the release clause. I don't know how much the release clause is, guys. I'm actually a bit. I don't know exactly how much the release clause was. Someone could let me just find it actually. 53 million pounds. So if you pay 53 million pounds, you get Ugarte. And I think it's pretty much, as I said, whoever pays the most will get him. I said I've not watched a lot of this guy. I only watched that one game against Arsenal. I don't know how he plays. I mean, I like he's obviously he got a red card. It was very rough, and that was I like to see that in my DMs. But as I've heard he's definitely a player who can progress the ball forward, and he'll be, if I'm not mistaken, he'll be more of that sitter. So you got to work around Enzo Fernandez. I was talking to Jim about this yesterday, and I agree with Jim as he says we've got to work around Enzo Fernandez. I agree. Enzo Fernandez is the player you work around of. Enzo Fernandez showed fucking levels, right, when he's by himself. Right? The guy had fucking Kovacic, one leg. The guy couldn't be bothered running next to him, right? And imagine with him with an actual DM. So I'll definitely get Ugarte in, bring competition. You have two DMs, three. You got Ugarte, you got Hisato, and you got Enzo. Enzo's a starter, and Ugarte and Hisato should keep switching. I think that's perfect pairing. And then you got also in the coming years Andre Santos. Imagine, I can imagine the competition on that. That'd be fantastic. I really like Ugarte. I think he's a great partner for Enzo. Yeah, I agree. I think he'll be a great partner. I think he's someone who, is very young. He's not the most expensive player. And if Chelsea fans, like the problem, I think Chelsea fans are kind of coming together on this and like, hey, it's Ugarte. But speaking about other the midfielders, we got my boy Basmati. What happened to him being proper Chelsea, guys? Like, what happened? I told everyone, I said Declan Rice would never step foot in a Chelsea shirt. I'm still proven right to this day. Breaking Declan Rice, agent / father, has been in extensive talks with Arsenal. We're very favourite to sign the Hammers skipper. And I think we've never, ever, in the 4 years we've been linked with Declan Rice, ever made a bid for him. Never made a bid. Never made a contact, guys. We've never even spoken. We've just been, Declan Rice is available. Okay, we've had interest. Never even put a bid for him in. Guys, this guy's garbage. Right? Bang average player. They're going to pay 150 to 120 mil for him. Arsenal can have him. Arsenal, he can succeed there. I could not care, but Declan Rice did not join this club. Great to see. You got to take Casado, much better players, and I think they'll fit Poch much better. I would Declan Rice even, because the way I look at Poch, I look at PSG, Variety, Rabiot, right? Variety, Sitter, Rabiot, the pusher, right? Is Declan Rice too defensive for Poch? Declan Rice defensively won't be fun, great, but he's more. Declan Rice is a centre back, right? You put him. I think he'd be better as a centre back. Right, but he ain't joining Chelsea, so there's no need to worry about that one whatsoever. What else do we have? Oh, this was the recent news on Ugarte. It was Ugarte remains stuck due to a decision by the midfielder between PSG and Chelsea, but it's underway. Yes, it's marked by a new round of contract between the representatives of the Uruguayan and Chelsea. So as a PSG are very much in for him. They want him, but will they get him? I don't think so. I think, as I said, whoever really wants him the most, I think Chelsea want him more. I think we're going to push for him more because he's more of our need. We need this guy, because if you fail on him, who else do you really get? As like the secondary, kind of, you can go get, I guess, the Alavia or that, but I think we've kind of been linked with him for this guy Ugarte recently very strongly. So I think we are looking to get him. I think we will get him. I don't think it'll be a problem. It's just I think who's the higher wager, who's going to pay the higher wage, and maybe PSG I think is winning on that, but he wants to join Chelsea, he prefers Chelsea, and yeah, I mean we're a team who doesn't have Champions League, but yet we're still getting these players over PSG. Oh, like my shock. I mean, imagine. Couldn't be Arsenal though. Arsenal can't do that. Kovacic. Let's talk Kovacic. Now, Kovacic, done, finished, bye bye. I think he's a great player. I think he is a great player for us. Where is it? Here it is. I think he's done a great play for us. I don't like his recent mentality. I just think sometimes he just stops. He just gives up. He doesn't put 100%. Doesn't want to be here. Manchester City have revealed yesterday that they are wanting him. Being told the agreements on the personal terms between Kovacic and City are really close, almost completed. Will be in direct contact to discuss the fee. Kovacic will leave. So that's done, guys. Kovacic will be gone too. We always kind of knew this was happening. I think this is the best we need this for a rebuild for sure. And yeah, go to City. I think he'll be a, kind of, great. I think replacement for Gundogan. I think Gundogan's going to go to Barca, and obviously Kovacic. He's just not in our plan. The guy's number one. If you look at his playing style, I don't think we don't need his playing style. He's not very useful now. I think 3-4 years ago he was unbelievable. Even 2 years ago he was unbelievable at his role. Driving the ball from the back to the front, but he had no end product. He had no creativity, right? But now you got players like Casado who does that. You got Enzo who does that. You got Ugarte. Like these are basic DMs who now do that. All right, so you can have like Ugarte. I saw that clip where he does do that as a DM. He can bring the ball from the back and drive it to the front, right? But as Kovacic, who's a cam, you need to have that end product. He never had that end product, right? I think he had a great career at Chelsea. I think he had that great loan spell. First player who kind of we really respected as a loan that we ended up buying. And I think it's time to move on. I think he'll do well at City. I think he's into a much bigger team. That's recently, so that's good for him. Ugarte wants Premier League football, 100%. The myth Arsenal fans push out of signing great players with UCL football is really a myth, 100%. I mean, as I said, we are getting players who have the choice to join a Champions League team, but nope, they join Chelsea. I mean, if this was Arsenal in the equation, they wouldn't join us. Like if we were Arsenal, they wouldn't join us because what does Arsenal have in the last 10 years? Like, and again, I've made this clear. Arsenal's rebuild took 3-4 years. Chelsea's we'll be back next year. Next year, I expect top 4. Next year, we'll get top 4. Right? We build for Todd Boehly has great ambitions. I think he's learned from his mistakes. And actually, we'll get into Todd Boehly in a second. But I think Todd Boehly learned from his mistakes. And I think he's now an owner who will definitely push for the best quickly. He's not going to let's just wait 1 year and this and that like fucking what's the name the Kroenkes did. No. He gets shit done, man. This is why he's a good owner. He had some mistakes. I went at him a lot. We've had our ups and downs. Me and Mr. Todd. But then Todd Boehly, I think he has realized he needs to stay out of football. It took him a while. I still will criticize him for the fact that he took things too quickly. I think he brushed off his mistakes with money and players. Sacking Tuchel for one of the worst mistakes in Chelsea's history. If you're going to sack him, that's fine. But you don't sack him at that time, at that point, especially with the Graham Potter. Absolutely not. Then he goes on to make, giving Graham Potter big money, big contracts, where he's learned from that mistake. And I think the thing is, and the difference between Todd Boehly and a lot of managers, a lot of other owners, is a lot of other owners will make that mistake, but they will never do that. They'll do that thing again. Example, if Kroenke, sacked the manager when he shouldn't have, he'll do it again. He did it with Unai. Maybe he knows, he might do it with Arteta, whatever. But Bowie learns from the mistakes. He's realized, hey, I'm not going to sack him. This and that. I'm going to give him a smaller contract. I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to get involved. I'm just going to be my power gen, LA, Egbali too. And they just got to stay out of football. You stay out of football. You let the professionals handle it. I think we still need a director of football. I don't think we even got one yet. But they're slowly doing it, and hopefully I can sit in and say thank you, Tom Boy, man, because he's been very shaky. Top 5 from next season. Expect us to finish top 5. I mean, I expect Champions League football next season. As a Chelsea fan, and if you spend 600 million, and especially you're gonna spend maybe a bit more, I expect top 4. Right? If this was 5 years ago, and you take away the inflation money, so if it was like 2018, we spent 400 million, I would expect Champions League. I would expect Premier League title the year after, or some big trophy the season after. So I expect a trophy from us next season too. We don't have European football, so FA Cup, Carabao Cup, that must be a priority. That must be. It's no excuses now. You put your best team on Saturday, you put your best team on Wednesday. You rest again to Saturday. It's no more. You play best team Saturday, Monday you play your B team, and then Wednesday back to A team. No. It's back to A team, right? Yeah, you're gonna have some rotations here and there, of course, but yeah. Oh yes, next of course, next year's top 5 is Champions League. Yeah, I forgot about that. Is that happening next year? I thought that was the year after they're doing that. Is that next year? Okay, interesting. I thought they were doing that the year after, but yes, top 5 for England is going to be Champions League, which again, so I guess we can finish in top 5. So yeah, you can get the top 5, but I'll always say top 4. I'm always going to say top 4. I expect top 4. And, as a Chelsea fan, I'll reiterate, as a Chelsea fan, I always expect to get top 5. But Champions League football. Any last things before we wrap it up soon? Guys, I'm going to wrap up soon. When would I be live again next? I'll probably be live, might do on Sunday. Try for Sunday. Hopefully Mason Mount leaves or Cover leaves and some breaking news then. Why the fuck are we lowballing Ugarte? We have no DM. We got the max, but I haven't seen you all. We're not really lowballing. I think we're balancing it. Right. So what I'm seeing in this, and as well as Potent's tweet, that it's that we're making around a contract. We don't lowball. We're going to be reasonable. This guy has a buyout clause. We're gonna either negotiate a bit under, and we're gonna negotiate his wages. We're not gonna rush on this because the player you must get is a Casado. Right, that's the player you must get. Ugarte, yes, we need, but you're kind of saying that we have no DMs. The Casado is that player that you need as a DM. Casado's like that, man. You need Casado, right? Ugarte, yes, we need. It's more of a want for Ugarte. I want Ugarte, right? So I think Ugarte will be coming. Just slowly, calma. Let me just see if there's any breaking news actually with it. But he wants Premier League. He wants Chelsea. PSG and Chelsea are the only ones in for him, so it should be calm. I'll be up to Daniel. No, I'll be up to you guys. I'll be up to Sibs as well. I'll be up to Sibs, man. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, be up to you guys joining. I appreciate you joining on. Been a while. As I said, it's been busy, and I didn't watch a lot of the Chelsea games, so there's no point in me streaming. But I'm back. It's June, July, August. It's gonna be massive. I'm gonna try, guys. I'm gonna try to get an in-person interview. I'm gonna try and make my way to Sydney. I want to go to Sydney, see the football capital. I'm gonna try to get a stream going. I've been wanting to do that for a while, man. But that's something I'm gonna try to get done. I'm gonna try to cross that off the list for this summer, especially this summer. So hopefully we can get into more public interviews when I come, this summer. We need a striker as well because Havertz up top is shocking. I was saying before, Daniel, I said my ideal, and if I lived in Disneyland and I had any wish I want, it would be Harry Kane. And you get Harry Kane at Chelsea, which is in my Disneyland, as I said, not realistic. You win the Champions League, you win the Premier League, we'll win big trophies, right? But an ideal, realistic striker would have been Ivan Toney. That's not happening. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not a scout. I don't have the personnel. I can't pick another striker. I don't know. Oshiman, yeah, okay, he's big money. Everyone's kind of saying him because he's expensive. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's a lot of money, and he's from Serie A. That's Serie A tax scares me. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to have the nothing just recent, but we're still just deciding contracts. As I said, you can pay that 56 million a buyout clause. I think we're negotiating just a bit of the wage, and we're negotiating the price for it too. Casado and Ugarte are 2 OP, 100%. And I mean, and I was just saying before, we need a Ugarte, we need Ugarte, 100%. We need a Casado because we need someone to kind of accommodate Enzo. We'll be playing a 4-2-3-1. 4-2-3-1. So you got an Enzo there, and then on the right of him, it's either, for me, you got Enzo on the left, Casado on the right, Ugarte swapping with Enzo. Sorry, swapping with Casado. Enzo's that main man, and obviously maybe sometimes you don't want to overplay Enzo. If you do what we did to Enzo this season, next season, I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo leaves and has a tear injury or something. You can't force Enzo to be playing week in week out, right? So that's number one. Is Nkunku a full? Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's a full Chelsea player. It's just that we signed the contracts last year, last window. It's just that we haven't announced it because he's not officially a Chelsea player. But they'll announce that very soon. If Mount leaves Chelsea, do you think we'll go back? Nah, Felix is not. Felix isn't a Poch player. Poch doesn't want him. And yeah, Mount's done, guys. Happy days. Big up Kai. Big up to Matt. Big up to Stone Cold. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, big up. Yes, Nkunku signed December. Yeah, Nkunku was done. He's done. It's just that it hasn't been announced at Chelsea like Gusto was because actually I don't know why we didn't. What was the reason? I forgot I completely forgot the reason why we didn't announce Nkunku like we did with the Gusto. I'm not too sure. I forgot. There was some reason there. But yeah, obviously he's coming in. So like we're gonna be getting players already in, guys. Nkunku was already coming in, and as I said, you play 4-2-3-1. Nkunku is in that one, right? In that three, right? He's in that mid three. The only thing you got to fill in is that striker. And who plays it? Because Havertz, I'm sorry, is not fucking good enough. He's garbage. He needs to go. He's shit, right? And he cannot play as a lone striker. He cannot do it. Peter Mabas says, welcome back to your match. It's been 2 months since the last stream. Yeah, I know it's been busy. As I said, I haven't been watching a lot of the games. I didn't really kind of stream about it. Madrid extra tweet about Havertz. Let's have a look at that. Man, that'll be fantastic. Man, if we can get rid of Mount and Havertz and Aspie and Loftus-Cheek in the same and in Gallagher in the same window, this is when Chelsea will thrive. I was saying it, guys. I've been telling you. What did they say? This is breaking news. Breaking news. The interest in Havertz is real. Source close to Jose and Sanchez confirms that Havertz would love to join Madrid. 100% he'll love to join. Take him with you. Bye-bye. Arrivederci. See ya. Do you think we'll double announce in July with Pochettino and Nkunku? Didn't Poch already get announced? Poch already got announced. Big up to Ziva, man. Been a long time, bro. Hope you're well. Big up to you, man. Proper Charles Portman fan leaving Chelsea. Yeah, man. The boy who had a dream. The dream to leave. I think Nkunku will be announced until after his final. Yeah, that's true as well. Because I mean, he's still on that list. Sorry, that's right. Because Gusto we bought and loaned him back. Nkunku we just bought, but we let him finish the season. So you let him finish the season because he's still on like their books and everything. So he's still on that. So that's why we haven't announced him. But yeah, after the final, should be good. I want Oshman Charles instead of activate. Yeah, guys, Tammy Abraham. No, we're not going to bring back Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham is shit. I wouldn't pay 70 million for a player who has less cost than Lukaku. I mean, you've just named 3 Serie A strikers, and I'm sorry, I can't take Serie A strikers. I said I love Osimhen, great player, very very expensive. Number one, and can he do it in the Premier League? That's my question. That's every Chelsea fan's question. Can a Serie A player do it in the Premier League? That's every Chelsea fan's question. I don't think Osimhen's one of them. I think Osimhen's goals are very simple, they're very basic. Sometimes he has a lot of space to score. Sometimes he has a lot of time, right? There's some goals that he wouldn't score in the Prem, but some goals he definitely would. But can he break it into the Prem? I just don't want to spend that money. I just really don't for someone who I don't really believe in. Again, I can't sit here and name another striker I want. If we get Osimhen, that's fine. I don't care. but I can't sit here and name a realistic signing of a striker on who to sign. I just don't. I just can't. I'm not a scout. I'm not that. I'm not the professionals. But if I was in Disneyland, my Disneyland dream would be Harry Kane any day of the week. Rating chance to finish next season with no European football. I said Daniel minimum fifth. Minimum fifth. We have to finish at least fifth UCL. You've got 600 million you just spent. You're going to spend more money, right? You're going to be more players. You got a supposed world class manager coming in. You have to win fifth. I'm sorry, we're not Arsenal. We're not little bro. Yeah, we're big bro. Big bro, falls over and gets back up. Little bro falls over. He's crying and sooking and takes a couple of years to get back up. But we're big bro. Yeah, we take a season to get back. Yeah, we're not Arsenal. We don't take 3-4 seasons to get back up. We just take a season to get back. And next season we should be back in Champions League football. I can't deal with another season of no Champions League football. I'm sorry. Kuku last game will be the weekend this for the final. Yep. Should we sign? Should we sign back up? Well, Kuku, if he does get injured, what do you mean sign back up? He's already signed. If does get injured, I'm not too sure what you mean. How do you feel about Colomani? I don't watch Colomani. I don't even know where he plays. I just watched him. What was that when he nearly scored in the Champions League? I saw Champions League, the World Cup. Where does he even play? I don't know. I don't watch you guys. Color. Oh, he's at Frankfurt. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot who I was looking at. I don't watch him. I can't tell you. I really can't tell you. I don't really know enough about him. I mean, his name just came out recently a lot. Like a lot of players where people kind of talking about him. Again, Bundesliga tax, Serie A tax, right? Like I don't know about these guys, man. And obviously he's 24. He just he's got what's that? 32, 26 GNA, which is great, Bundesliga. But I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about Bundesliga players. To be honest, the reason my man's leaving Chelsea is because he cares more about his Pepsi sponsor than Chelsea, and obviously he refers to his TikTok career too. I think we're getting Allianz. I think Allianz was confirmed or is going to be confirmed. So hopefully we get Allianz. I mean, I think that'd be great sponsor having Allianz there. And I didn't buy a Chelsea shirt this year, so actually I bought the retro one. I just because I saw Kepa wearing it. Now I really like the black. I really like blacked out kits. I like that one that they did there, and hopefully I think the kit we got is really good next season. So if we get a good sponsor, that would make the 10 out of 10 kit. But yeah, have it. Like a Miss. Good boy, Havertz. Imagine getting rid of Mount, Havertz, Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, and Aston in the same window. Oh my god. That'll be crazy. That'll be great. That's what we need. So tired. But yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here anyway, guys. We've done our hour. Appreciate everyone for tuning us. How many likes? I don't know. I didn't tell anyone to like the video today, guys. Didn't tell anyone to like the video. Guys, let's get these likes up as well, guys. We got 12 people in here, but only 10 likes. That's on my end. I wasn't telling everyone to like the video, but guys, let's like the video on the way out. Post notifications on, guys. We're back. June is back, guys. So we're gonna try and aim for try to go for Sundays, Monday, and Tuesdays again. That would be the ideal streaming time. So this is Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays. We can do 3 in a row. And a majority of the news comes out on the Monday night, so on the Monday morning, it's the majority of the news. So we'll try aim for that. Notifications on, guys. Follow Twitter below if you want to see horrible tweets. And Aspie, yes, Aspie and Aspie. What number in Kuku? Probably 10 because Pulisic will leave, so you give him 10. And yeah, numbers is going to be a big thing. I mean, we've got a lot of players leaving who's got big numbers, Kante probably leaving. Havertz is probably leaving. I mean, Havertz some shit. Who else? Who's 11? Who's 11? I don't go by numbers, guys. 11, Chelsea number. Who's 11? Oh, Felix was 11. Well, we got 11 free as well. Actually, I didn't talk about Felix, but I did say about Felix. I mean, Felix, I said I would have liked to see him on another loan. I understood why we didn't sign him. I really think he's a talented player. I really do, but it's fine by me if we didn't sign him. But then for Poch to kind of keep Havertz. If he keeps Havertz and sells Felix, that'd very be interesting to me. But I think if he gets rid of all of them, that's fair enough. But yeah, big ups to everyone who joined today, guys. Stream. We're gonna leave it at that. Be up to everyone, guys. Like the videos on the way out. Like, subscribe. Numbers are gonna be a big thing we're gonna discuss. But let's leave you. Let's get out of here, guys. I was gonna see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace out. Bye.